Section 755. Deleted portion. Now, Ruber early saw your prejudice against calories, and determined that he would try to circumvent it. Hence your sketches in dialogues. For despite your avid and determined dislike of the marketplace and its imperfections, of which he is more aware than you think, he thought that he would still see to it that your talent was played to some extent, at least before the world. Rail as you would against the stupidities and poor craftsmanship, he was determined, protesting or not, that your work would see the light of day, that despite any compromises its merits would appear. He had far greater faith than you that your artistic integrity would affect practice, so that your drawings would emerge mainly as you intended them. You have dragged your feet, my dear friend, fearing that the inadequacies of the physical condition would mar the integrity of your work. You did not understand that your integrity would affect the physical conditions and the people involved. Now, since our adventure first began, you have each had to learn much and alter patterns of thought and belief, in your turns, deeply ingrained. You tested what you were learning wisely against reality as you understood it. Ruber knew that the adventure required a finesse, a juggling of realities, and he felt a maturity or wisdom that his years had not given him. There were also goals of his own. He was persuaded all of this occurred, the symptoms, while he tried to gain what he felt was the necessary wisdom to handle his experience. He now has that wisdom. The body is releasing itself, but trust its methods. Take your break. Ruber not only had his intent, but your own in mind. To that extent, he could not be content until he felt that your goals as well as his own were being met. To him, dialogues served at least to initiate those purposes. The poetry is an excellent merging of his metaphysical interests and his art. The book also, however, shines with your own contribution, and if you would hide your talent, he consistently demanded that you show it. In many ways, then the book represents for him a triumph, and serves as a memento of your joint purposes. Give us a moment. Your help, again, with the suggestions is invaluable in terms of your loving active aid, but also because you are convincing yourself that you live in a safe universe, so that Ruber does not feel that he must battle for himself and for you. Your sexual encounters are very important, for if you do not feel you are safe, then even animals have difficulty expressing corporal sex. There is an inner logic involved in Ruber's recovery, and now there is no doubt of it. Certain muscles have been kept, however, like rubber bands. They are still strong and vital, but they are being released gently, in a certain order. In physical terms, they all work together. Whole groups of subsidiary muscles had been under great tension. As Frank deduced, they are now largely freed. This provides leeway so that the few primary areas now have the freedom for release. In practical terms, they cannot suddenly snap back, but gradually relax, so that all of the subsidiary muscles can gradually accommodate the new motion. This is sensible, in that it allows for the gradual acceptance of new stimuli, rather than a sudden, shocking, complete recovery, in which Robert is in a matter of moments confronted with issues he had completely avoided before. That is, body and mind together explore their new freedom. I tell you this so that you are not discouraged. On the other hand, the recovery is assured and will occur far quicker than you imagine. When you are not thinking of an instantaneous, complete recovery between one moment and the next. Spontaneity of impulse must be encouraged. Robert must forget his book deadline. Let him think simply of politics and its ideas and reality. Then his experiences and the book will flow once again. He has done remarkably well with the guns also. In the context of your cultural beliefs, his efforts, they are remarkable. As probabilities go, he can avoid losing any other teeth. He can. Some hot moist heat can physically help the knees now. There are only several small groups of muscles still to be released. There is nothing wrong with the joints, except for the tension under which they have been placed, and this is disappearing. You live in a safe universe. Robert will write a book about it and about his recovery. Each personality takes on certain challenges and deals with them in its own order. I want you to understand that Robert's recovery is following its own order, yet also to reassure you that recovery is assured and will not take much time, as long as you do not expect it to be instantaneous. There are also other areas with summary and other developments that will follow. I also suggest only class twice a month, a small one, in which you should find some most interesting developments involving experiences of your own. You also relate to class members, and that relationship accelerates your inner experience. That inner relationship triggered your reincarnational experiences, for you meet in class with others at other levels, where on a more ordinary level there may be a similarly opaque relationship. Now, since I imagine you are not ready for a continuation of our first chapter, I will. Ross said, I am all right for another half hour or so. They said, then take your break.